taken a hold of Gr3 Effect after that 7th gear, and Silver Host, the two principal contenders in the betting, they'll be the last two to step into line. 7th gear, Silver Host, comes up, all in line, set to go for the Gr3 Chairman's Cup, 2,500 metres. They racing in the last of the afternoon. Azores along the inside began quickly. Silver Host, Atieb on the outside is pushing forward on the outside. There's no pace on in the early part of the race. Silver DeLonge is being followed by Troop the Colour. Then comes Cat Daddy, Gr3 Effect, and in the back seat we got 7th gear. They ambling along towards the 2,000 metre mark. And it's the PE visitor Atieb that moves up on the outside of Azores to go and set the pace. Then a gap of 2 lengths behind that to Holy Warrior. At his girth on the outside, it's the blue colours of Silver Host. That one settles about 5 lengths off the leader. Troop the Colour is a half a length in front of Silver DeLonge. Then comes Cat Daddy, Gr3 Effect, a length and a half to 7th gear, who is racing at the end of the line. They're stretching out. About 12 lengths cover the field. Onto the back straight now, past the 1,700. Atieb is now a clear leader in front. Leads the way by a length and a half. The grey Azores is racing in second. Then a gap of a length and a half to Holy Warrior, who's racing in third. Behind that comes the blue colours of Silver Host, who's creeping closer on the outside. A length and a half to Troop the Colour, sitting on the inside of Silver DeLonge. 2 lengths away, Cat Daddy, who's sitting on the inside of Gr3 Effect, and 2 lengths away at the tail of the field. We find 7th gear, and they're still pretty stretched out. I'd say 14 lengths cover them as they leave the back of the track behind into that back bend with just on 1,100 metres left to run. It's Atieb in front. He dictates the matters. He's quickened it up a little. Leads the way a length and a half over Azores, the grey, who's racing in second. 2 lengths away we find Holy Warrior on the inside of Silver Host, who continues to creep closer with each and every call. Then we find Troop the Colour on the inside of Silver DeLonge. Cat Daddy sitting on the inside of Gr3 Effect, and 7th gear contents to see them all as they head past the middle of the bend on the corner for home with just on 600 metres left to go. It's Atieb that guides them round the final turn in the Gr3 Chairman's Cup and leads the way by 2 lengths over Azores, racing in second. Holy Warrior sitting in third. Troop the Colour comes up the inside. They being followed by Silver Host, who's got a dream run up the middle into the clear, starting to flash with 400 metres left to go. Atieb is finding more down the inside. Azores, the grey, is starting to lengthen his stride. Up the outside, it's Silver Host that's also starting to get into the fray. It's Silver Host that's coming at Azores on the inside. Silver Host puts his head in front. He takes the lead into the closing stages, and it's Silver Host that draws clear to win the Chairman's. Silver Host wins it. Bob of the Noses behind that. Atieb came back, involved in a photo with Azores for second and third. Well, the fancied runner, as Neil predicted, had duly arrived in the last of the afternoon. Silver Host comes through under Richard Fourie, rounds off what certainly the Snates, I'm sure, would say was a wonderful weekend racing for them here at Kenilworth, as Silver Host comes forward, gets the better of Azores, who had taken the shortest route home on the inside running rail. Atieb is not done for. He comes again in the closing stages, but meantime the bird has flown, as 4 Silver Hosts had gone on by, and already jockey Richard Fourie looking left and right as he gears 4 Silver Hosts down to victory. Bob of the Noses behind that. Atieb comes back, and I fancy he'll finish a nose in front of Azores on the inside. Bob of the Noses next behind that too. On this side, it looks like it could be Gr3 Effect that is going to finish a nose in front of Holy Warrior. Silver DeLonge will finish behind them. Then a gap of 2 lengths to Cat Daddy, followed by Troop the Colour. 7th gear, funnily enough, was always towards the back end of the field. Atieb had led for most of the journey. On the inside, it was Azores, the first one to challenge. Now Richard Fourie brings Silver Host out into the clear, and he certainly starts to kick strongly into the closing stages. Azores had made a run for it. He'd led, but it was Silver Host that had the last say, and he drew clear to win the last of the afternoon. 4, then a photo, possibly 1 from 6, another photo, possibly 7 from 10.
Well, Robert Carty